Aesop said, "Persuasion is often more effectual than force." Through research that I did, journals that I read, visiting the library, and using the resource of our book, I found a lot of great information on how to give a persuasive speech. To function effectively, speakers and listeners, we must understand how persuasion works. This is a quote by William McGuire, professor of psychology at Yale University. McGuire's model has 5 key components. I'm going to talk about these and also the challenges of giving a persuasive speech. If we're going to apply McGuire's model, we need to know what the 5 key components are. First, awareness. Second, understanding. Third, agreement. Fourth, enactment. And fifth, integration. Awareness. Now, we talked about these in class today. We touched on all of these things. So, awareness. We want them to be aware that there is a problem, aware that there's an opposing side, aware that there is an issue. We need to bring this to their attention during the speech. We want them to understand the information that we're presenting to them. They have to grasp it. They have to know what it is we're trying to say. Why are we trying to persuade them to see our point of view? For them to agree with us, we want statements like, "Yes, I think that's a good idea. I agree with this," obviously if they're going to be in agreement with us, but we want to sway them to see our side. If we're talking about a pro-choice, pro-life issue, very heated topic, there are a lot of different sides that we can talk about and discuss, and we want them to agree with some of the things that we're going to say. Enactment, we're going to give them a call to action. We want them to do something with the information that we're giving them. Like we talked about in class, it's a blood drive. We want them to sign up for a blood drive. Find out what their donor type is. You know, if someone is in an accident and, like they were talking about in class, needs a blood transfusion. This is a situation that happened to me in my life. My sister needed 4 blood transfusions, and we had to find out what blood types we were. Great example of calling somebody to action. Integration. This is going to be the new commitment that they have to what you're talking about. So are they going to commit to that call to action? Are they not going to commit to the call to action? Are they going to put this as part of their belief system? Have you persuaded them enough that this is something that they're going to, believe? Second, the challenges of giving a persuasive speech. One of the biggest challenges are people's values, their ethics, their background experiences. These are all things that you have to take into consideration when you're giving a persuasive speech. Going back to the pro-life, pro-choice issue, you're not going to go in and talk about, pro-choice if you're speaking to a group of Republicans in a forceful manner as you would if it was a group of Democrats. Just use a Republican Democratic Party example. Start with agreeing with their values. You agree that there's an issue on their side. You can see their point of view. You want to establish that credibility so that when you give an opposing side, they're going to know that you actually cared to see what their side of the issue was. You're going to explain your argument, explain your position. Don't get defensive when you do this. That's just going to discredit your argument. And provide a lot of information. You want to borrow the ethos, borrow the credibility, cite authoritative sources. There are so many people that have come up with so many great things who are smarter than all of us here that can give a lot of credibility to what we're talking about. We want to use their expertise and their trustworthiness in order to show our different positions. We want to give them goals for change, but we don't want to push them too far, too fast. Just like in class today, we want to make it easy for them. We want to make it simple, something that they can do that's not going to take them a lot of time to complete. We also want to show respect for the opposition. If you're respecting the opposing side that you're talking about, it makes you look a lot more credible. If you have respect for their values and opinions, they will most likely have more respect for you. Also, a multi-sided approach is a great way to show this. And in our books here, on page 421, chapter 16, as part of the persuasive speaking chapter, it says, when you acknowledge and then refute arguments, you also help your credibility in two ways. First, you enhance your trustworthiness by showing respect for your opposition. You suggest that their position deserves consideration, even though you have a better option. Second, you enhance your competence by showing your knowledge of the opposing position. Any persuasive message must focus on the state at which it can make its most effective contribution, raising awareness, building understanding, seeking agreement, encouraging action, or promoting the integration of beliefs, attitudes, and values. This is a passage that I took out of our book, and I think that it is a great example of everything that I've talked about, and a great way to help formulate our persuasive speeches. Now I want you to take this information, what I just said, and persuade somebody with it. Pick a topic. We're all going to be picking a topic in a few minutes that we're going to use to persuade people in our class. This can be effective in social situations, in business situations. There are a lot of ways where this can be effective. And finally, as we were talking about in class, laughter. This is one special technique that creates identification between speakers and even reluctant and hostile audiences. And this quote is from French philosopher Henry